going. How's it going, guys? Welcome to After Hours, where we already drank quite a bit and we're starting a podcast now. In case you didn't know what the name of the podcast is, it's After Hours.
After when? Hours. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. After where? Hours. After how? Hours. Makes no sense. I'm gonna start it. How's it going, guys? We're back, and it's been a while. It's been a hot second. 3 weeks, maybe even a month. But you are probably going to hear, if you ever listen to our podcast, you're probably going to hear the podcast with Taymond that never finished. We were talking about Supernaturals. There was a lot I actually want to talk about in Supernaturals, so that's definitely coming up again because Taymond and Darren just got off track.
Yeah, we had our own thing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it got cut off.
A lot of it's going to get cut out.
A lot of it.
A lot of it's getting cut out because Taymond should not have participated in that power hour.
It was
that power hour was meant for me and Darren because we weren't caught up to Taymond at the time. Taymond's like, "Oh, I'm gonna catch up."
It's like, no,
it's like you're done. No, you're done. We're catching up to you.
I could definitely hear him going on rants and rants.
Oh God! You should have heard me and him. He were like, it was like a good 45 minutes, and then it was like, oh yeah, let's just go for an hour. What's an hour?
His whole thing is the rant. Like his whole embodiment of Taymond is a rant, and that's what I love about him. That's what I love about him.
We love you, Taymond.
We love you. Anyways, so in case you don't hear this person talking in the background, that's not usually on the episode. That is Taymond, my really good friend. I've known him for...
How long have I known you, Ryan?
2013. Right? Is it 2013? 2012?
I met you with Trina. I don't remember the point, but I know I graduated in 2013. I met you in high school back when I was in
it was 2012.
A sophomore. No, it was 2011.
No, it wasn't 2011.
No, I met you right because we were busking downtown Flagstaff. I was busking in the rain, and you got mad at me because you thought I stole your pick.
Which I do, because I don't want people stealing my picks. I got mad at you.
You got mad at me today. You're like, hey, no, I told you. I told you. I was like, I got you.
I got mad at you tonight.
These are things that are still real.
Anyway, it was rainy night. Gives houses down. Good guy. Love you, Ryan. Known him since then. A lot of shit's happened.
A lot of shit's happened. Anyways, he's an old friend that I've known before Darren, actually. So
yeah, way before me.
So that's something. Never mind. Anyways, so we don't really have a topic for tonight other than catching up because it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we should lead off with a random or not. We probably shouldn't, right?
No, because I feel like just catching up in general is just gonna that's
cool.
gonna take up some time.
So what new music have you guys been listening to?
Ooh.
Like, okay, we're not going in depth.
Okay.
So a couple new musics.
What I'm starting off with is Australian music. What I gotta say is Australians are off the hook right now, just in terms of grunge, like punk rock, pop music, grunge, and like alternative good rock.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say. All this other the bullshit, like people are trying to put sense behind bullshit and trying to make a live band more produced than they should be. Because I feel like a lot of people want the money in their album, and they don't want the art in their album. You know, I want to hear expression. I want to hear people fucking giving it their all, like actually speaking the words they're singing. I don't want to hear someone rehearsing lines that they didn't write.
The song you heard me sing earlier tonight, how'd you feel about that one?
Which one? The two you already played, then I already love, or the third one?
The third one you ever heard before.
I really liked it.
Yeah. I'm actually overproducing that one. How do you feel about that?
You should underproduce it and just make it lo-fi.
Actually, the new album I'm coming out with, I'm overproducing the shit out of it. But it's all me. You know, it's not gonna not be me.
That's a good thing. I mean, listen to what's her name? What's her name? Joy Sum.
I mean,
okay.
you can't say some young
and like say fuck.
Some fuck. Okay, Joy Sum.
Okay.
From the East Coast. Okay,
you can't say some young fuck.
Sorry.
You guys took that out way out of context. You know?
Way out of context.
Get your pedophilia out of here. No, Joy Sum from the East Coast. Okay, she's produced her whole album, played everything at a young age. You know, she's barely here in her 20s. She produced this shit. Put it out. She's traveling to all her friends. I mean, that's what it's about. Lifting up the community and not trying to be in the spotlight. You know, I see people on the streets. I play with a lot of other people that say they can play music. But for me, it's like, I don't want to be the spotlight. I don't want to be your Axl Rose. I don't want to be your Kurt Cobain shooting up behind scenes, whatever. You know?
Yeah, man.
I want to make music for this scene, for this environment, for this day and age. You know, I want to represent my generation and my place. And that place is Res, Border Town, you know, Flagstaff, Albuquerque. That's it. You know, Border Town area all over the reservation.
And obviously, we've explained before that we are all Native American, mostly every time on this podcast.
Do I gotta introduce myself?
No,
I'm sorry.
You don't have to introduce yourself.
No, you don't have to introduce yourself.
No, don't do that.
Like,
honestly, I'd prefer if you didn't.
I'm just kidding.
As I was explaining to you earlier, and most of the people who listen to this have never actually heard me talk about my own music on this podcast, but I never like come from a place where like, oh, I'm Native, so I'm gonna write this music.
I don't feel that's a good place to start out.
No, I agree.
No, I kind of agree with it because like we're literally just trying to like do a thing.
To me, when I see a token Native, like I'm like, bro,
Token Native. I love you use that term. I love you that you use that term.
Taymond, the point I'm trying to make is that we're not trying to like prey on the idea that like, oh, I'm Native. Feel something for me.
That's stupid. No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna play a flute for you.
Yeah,
and,
I'm not gonna
give you some peyote.
we're not trying to like fucking like bring people to this podcast.
That's what I hate. Like people talk about NAC, all that bullshit, but I'm like, dude, stop pushing the Native American and just be your own person and be your own person in this environment and let's live in this reality.
And you both know me, and that's exactly how I've been.
Yes, regardless if you're whatever, you know, Caucasian.
But either way, Australian music.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome. If we could get the Skeggs right here, right now.
There's been this Australian pop punk band that I've listened to since 2012. I'm trying to remember.
Dune Rats?
No, they're actually really popular.
Dune Rats actually got a beer at this point. You know how behind all these other bands are? I mean, imagine if you were sponsored by your own beer.
Tonight Alive is the band.
Tonight Alive?
You ever listen to Tonight Alive?
No.
No? I didn't like their later music. I really liked their earlier music.
Isn't that how it is with every band, though?
No,
like
that's not always true.
Not always.
But it is how it is.
Caged Elephant's going down the hole.
A lot of times.
You know, Arctic Monkeys is going down the hole. They used to be cool.
It's not about being cool, you know?
No. It used to be cool in the sense that like they produce good music for the listener that is the singer-songwriter. You know, you want the singer-songwriter as an artist, and you want to listen to that person being the singer-songwriter to create their own music and do their own stuff.
No, I get that, right? But at some point,
you gotta sell out.
It's not about selling out. It's about not writing the same songs for the same people.
Well, like, do you write the same songs? I mean, like,
do you think I write the same songs?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, as an artist, like, I write music and I don't hear myself singing it. You know, I'm aiming for an objective to create the sound.
This is why I started with music. Anyways, it's a whole thing with me where when I'm writing music, I do think of myself singing the songs. I do like listen to music while I'm writing songs so I can have a beat to it.
But you're trying to like.
You know, and it's a whole like there's many different processes I take with music. And
agreed.
And I feel like I helped you a lot with music, and I feel like you helped me a lot with music.
Agreed.
I helped you learn how to end songs. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree.
Because I feel like your songs ended so badly.
No.
Beforehand,
before I met you, Ryan, I was just playing 4-chord bullshit, and I was trying to be punk rock, but I didn't know what punk rock was. And then I kind of understand the scene and played a couple venues, played a couple shows, knew there was money involved, knew there was a lot of drugs, there was a lot of women, and I was like, I don't really want that, you know? It's cool to have girls like having fun and meeting you after show, but it's like you're not going to be pretty in the morning because you're going to take off all that makeup, and everyone's not going to be happy because they're not going to be drunk. You know, they're going to have this shit to do. Like
sure.
it's not going to be the same scene. You're not going to be the same person. But understanding musicians, they're always on that point of like, I am who I am at this point, and I'm trying to express myself right now, regardless of whoever's around. You see that person for who they are and what they're talking about. And that to me is a connection. Like, a girl comes all the time, you know, company comes all the time. but you meet like musicians and souls and spirits that can interpret their emotions and what they feel right then and there. I mean, live music is the shit. I don't know why people don't get it. You want this overproduced bullshit, 3x4 time, trying to express some music that Beethoven already did like 2 centuries ago. And you're like, okay, whatever, we can do that all the time because we know it's associated with the 4/4.
You know what the point of that is? It's to get to the people to the live shows.
But
they like we understand, they don't.
And that's what that
makes sense though. Like people who aren't like musically inclined to like go to these things because they're a part of the music. People who
I want Derek to speak. I get your point.
Darren.
So
you get my point.
I am not a musically inclined person. I've stated this many times on this podcast that like literally. I've tried to get into music. What
did you try?
I've tried to play music a lot.
What did you try to play?
I've tried to play piano. I've tried to play bass. I've tried to play drums. I've tried to play guitar. I've tried to play a lot of different things. And I've always been outshined by my cousins. And I've always been like, I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but like, I'm just not a musically inclined person. I am more athletically inclined. So, being more athletically inclined, I went along that way. I went along that path where like I was like, okay, I found out what I'm good at. I'm gonna go down that path.
Yes, we all have our talents.
So, but at the same time, music is still one of those things that drives things home to people. It's like it's one of those things that's like, hey, we can all gather around music.
Hell yeah.
Rather than being like, hey, it's like not everybody was meant to be a musician, but everybody appreciates music.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And
what I'd like to do is go to the gym and ask people what they're listening to. That gets you a sense of the timing you need to follow to get someone to jump up and dance.
It's funny that you bring that up, is because I've taken a few people to I've used to train people, and when I I didn't judge anybody upon what they trained with, but some people train the classical music. Some people trained to jazz. Some people trained to things that were melodic. And they weren't upbeat. And me personally, I trained to things that are like screamo and like hardcore metal and like things that are like really alternative and like just really, really heavy.
I'm gonna get that feeling in.
Yeah, I like that's the thing that brings out
fire.
That's the thing. That's the thing that brings out passion in myself.
You want to know?
Upon the murder train.
But I couldn't tell somebody hey, listen to screamo, listen to metal, listen to alternative,
because it doesn't make sense to them.
Because that doesn't bring out passion in them.
Yeah.
Like they need to have something that brings out passion within themselves to make them driven.
I feel like that's what makes me a person, is because like I'm not driven on like, hey, I'm not a metal guitarist, you know?
Yeah.
Because I like shit that's like 4 chords, okay, you got a good verse, you got a good melody, whatnot, and that's it, you know? I want people in the background to create the noise that I hear at that point. Because you listen to metal artists, they're not playing all the time, you know? They may be in their solos, but when they're just doing the jam, they're just downstrokes. That's it. Dun, 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 dun. That's it. It's not that hard, and people just understand that aspect. All that distortion, all that like nonsense is just background. If you listen to metal musicians on acoustic, you know what they sound like?
It's melody and vibe.
It's classical music.
Yes, it is.
They're playing classical music. They're playing Baroque. They're playing all that shit. You know, they're playing Beethoven. They're playing rock. All that shit.
I can agree.
And that's a higher sense. You know, that's a higher sense of music. But this pop shit is just set to a certain key, certain notes. It's all major.
I almost disagree to that.
Right now, they're going back to the 80s, and they're jumping on that 80s vibe, and they're jumping on 3/4 time. Okay, and then you can break that up into even smaller molecules. But what's the sense in that? That's just
I was gonna say because some people go on 5/6.
Yeah, you can jump into anything.
Okay, so there are certain pop that obviously rides the train to the top, right?
Okay,
but there are
tell me about Taylor Swift.
There are also dude, I can tell you all about.
Give me some. Actually. Get some on.
I can tell you all about Taylor Swift. Have you heard the new album? Have you? If you haven't, you can't talk shit.
I've seen
Have you heard?
I've seen the Twitter comments, the Twitter reviews, all that shit, dude. I don't even need to listen to that shit. No, I need to listen to it. But all I'm saying is I respect her as a musician. I respect her as a songwriter because I can't project myself to that category of listeners. You know, I can't produce myself for all the 16-year-olds, all the pop people, all the country artists. Like, she pushed herself in a way.
She's got genres under her name.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that she's got so many different genres.
I'm glad I don't have to explain this.
No, like
as a musician, she's great.
That's the thing. Is like she's
got the chops.
She's dived into so many different genres that people are willing to listen to her and carry on, even though she's going between so many different genres.
Like, if you don't think she doesn't have songs that she hasn't scrapped,
it's stupid. It's stupid. No, that's the thing. Like, as a musician, like, everyone's like, play a song you wrote, and I'm like, I'm kind of working on a couple.
For me as a musician, it's like I don't want to play you anymore old shit.
That's what I mean.
Because I know that gets people.
Yes.
But I want to play something new that gets people.
No, the most beautiful time I've ever had. This guy was missing a couple fingers. His girlfriend just chopped off a couple fingers. He decided to wrap it around, but he was so in love with this girl. He wasn't going to the hospital. He wasn't going to file a police report because they're going to ask. He wasn't going to the police, nothing. He came across, and I was sitting on Aztec. I don't know, but it's right next to the bike park, and I just went there to jam. You know, because it sounded good across the bridge, and there's a fucking car lot next the way, and they're all fucking smashed up.
The bike park.
And then I can see the I-40.
The acoustic,
It just sounded good. It projects outward.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling it, and I'm jamming, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, man, can you sing me a song? I just got kicked out of my house. My kids are home alone, and I just got 2 fingers chopped off, but I'm not going to do this and that and file a report or whatever. And I was like, you need to go to the hospital. He's like, no, the bleeding stopped. I'm good. I'm just going to put some Tutadine and some shit in it. You know? Homeopathic medicine, you know?
Dude, if you just bring up some native shit.
That's some hardcore shit. You know?
All right.
So he went with it. So I played him a song, and a fourth of the way in, he starts crying. And that kind of boosted me, you know?
That made me emotions.
That made me that made me feel it. You know, the song I was singing, it made me like feel it in my muscles, in my bones. I kept playing it, and then I just felt it in my voice, and then I ended it, and he came up to me and he's like, dude, I really, really needed that. And he just kept crying, and I just let him, and I was like, dude, I've never felt this with anybody. You know, I've never felt this emotion, you know. I don't care about, like, bras coming off on stage or whatever. I don't care about, like, sliding down the asphalt or whatever is on stage and singing in a microphone. That particular emotion he expressed, and he told me, like, masculinity brought down, you know, all of it, politics, whatever, trying to be politically correct. He dropped all his guard, you know. He was a gangster, you know.
He dropped every guard.
He was wearing his colors.
Yeah.
And he told me
he just lost 2 fingers. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. He said, fuck that, dude. That hit me, and I cried to that. And I was like, dude, I give you mad respect because you know what? It takes a lot for a man to cry, because men are most pushed not to cry, and that fucking pushed me to play the song that made him feel what he had. And like in that sense, in that time and place where I was feeling at, where he was feeling at, it made sense, you know, in reality, in this world we're living at. And that's what connected me. And I'm like, why can't I do this all the time for people, and why am I not? And then I was like, okay, I'm dropping out.
Yeah.
But luckily I got my diploma.
It gives you like
you've heard my story before.
To be honest, like it gives you a good sense of purpose.
That's the whole reason why
I can do this for people. Okay, I'm gonna do it to another. If I gotta hit 500 people and I gotta hit the most busiest town, 500 people, if I can get one person just to feel something, I'm gonna do it.
That's the whole reason why.
It's not for the 20s. It's not for the 5s. It's not for the 10s. It's just to make someone feel something. Please sit down.
Which is sometimes hard for people to understand. Especially family members. Like, you're like, oh, you're into music? Cool. These people are making millions.
It's funny.
Like, why don't you try
It's funny. I had a show, and And I was telling my family, like, dude, I'm bringing jewelry, I'm bringing artwork. I did all this shit for this show. I set it up myself. I talked to all the personnel in there.
Yeah. You did.
Can I get a ride at least 100, 240 miles? Bring me halfway so I can hitchhike.
No, I guarantee you. You probably did your own promotion.
You can stay with those guys over there.
Yeah.
They're just over there, and it's like, come on, Navajo Transit isn't working. You know, I can't pay $2 for a bus ticket. You know, I can't get on the Greyhound because of Corona. All this bullshit. And you can't drive me to my show just to make a couple of bucks so I can drive you back? Like, I just want to, like, spread whatever I think I have that I can show people, that I can, like, give you. And that's it. You know, I'm not trying to push my ego. I'm not trying to sell you something. I just want you to feel something. Yeah. Feel human. Listen, because before any electronic sound, before analog or digital, what was the loudest sound people heard?
Thunder.
No, it came from the stars. Okay.
UFOs?
They heard comets. They heard asteroids. They saw the sun black out. How do you think that would feel if you couldn't put in your headphones or call your mom and tell her about it? How would that feel if you only heard that in that point and place and time? You know, that's the loudest thing you're ever heard in your life.
It's now cosmic feeling.
Yeah, it's you know, it's expressionism. You know, look at the atom. Like, there's only certain things that happen, but now we have all this noise, all these things going on in our ears.
So many things that drown out all the other, like, all the
sure,
small
but
finite
there
things.
might be a point still that the loudest person someone hears is a thunder.
Well, I know that, but have you heard an asteroid or a comet?
I have not, actually, no.
It's fucking gorgeous because you see light.
It's amazing.
You hear, and you're just blinded.
No,
by purple, by blue.
I've never seen it at all. Like, I've seen shooting stars.
It's scary, dude. You feel like, oh shit,
So,
we're gonna die.
The first time I've ever, like, I remember the first time I've ever seen a meteor shower. Thing was amazing.
Sure.
I saw it on the reservation, and I was like,
which is probably like the best place to watch it.
Yeah,
Actually,
like literally, on the reservation, there's like almost zero like residual light, so it's like, okay, cool. I can actually see the Milky Way, the galaxy of the Milky Way.
Yeah.
And then once I saw it, my mom was like, "Hey, look at that. Do you understand what that is?" She's like, "Remember this," and I did. And I remember now. It's like, it's the Milky Way. You're never gonna see that again. Outside of this, like outside of where we are right now, you're never gonna see that again.
Yeah, they call Flagstaff the Starry Night Sky, but this shit ain't even close to what's out on the reservation.
Like Flagstaff has like a dark night. Like, we have a dark night policy,
but it's the first town to have that. Actually.
Yeah, and still, you can't.
But that's only because of Lowell. That's only because of observation.
But at the same time, you still can't see the Milky Way.
I feel sad for people.
You can, actually.
Personally, I can't.
I feel sad for people that don't know where these things are.
Other than looking through a telescope, you can't see the Milky Way with your naked eye.
But you can on the reservation, and that's so weird.
Yeah, but on the reservation, you can look into the sky and you can see the Milky Way.
Okay, no offense about this conversation, because I love this conversation.
I love the Colorado Plateau.
But we're not talking about the things we should be talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about music. We're supposed to be talking about music.
All I'm saying is there's a certain point, and that's why people love classical music, because they could hear the trombone, they could hear the saxophone, because it made a loud noise. And that's the loudest noise they ever heard in their life, and that's why they went there. So now at this point, we're kind of deteriorated, and we're kind of like mixed up in all this noise that we're hearing, but we're not actually hearing things we want to hear. You know, I guess we could buy it and like try to find it, but before then, like, you didn't hear that sound. You've never heard that sound. You know, how trippy is that not to hear skirt or you know what I mean? How weird is it not to hear those things in your day in life, or hear to do someone screamo?
So my thing to your thing, I get it. Like, kind of building upon what you were. The first time I've ever seen a meteor shower.
No, we're stepping away from this.
No. That was my only point. Was literally the first time I've ever seen this a meteor shower. I heard when it broke the barrier,
the sound barrier.
Yeah, when it broke the sound barrier, it was crazy. And you literally hear you can hear the meteor shower. And every other time I've seen a meteor shower, I've never heard it. It's the only time.
It's only a certain point.
The only time
a certain radius.
Yeah, the only time I've ever heard it was out on the reservation, and it's crazy.
Okay.
But
what new music have you been into?
So, well, within the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks. There is a weird thing that I've gotten into, and I kind of want to play something. I don't know if it's going to get copyrighted.
I'm gonna have to cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to cut it out, but
I'm gonna cut it out.
I want. Yeah. All right. So
I'm not gonna get sued today.
So definitely make a marker for this.
No,
so,
I don't need to. I'm listening to this whole podcast.
I want you to listen to this.
Actually, that's the whole reason why.
But I want you to listen to this. Like this is like. Shit! This is a goddamn
This is a commercial.
ad. This is a goddamn ad. But I did fuck up.
You should have cued that.
I didn't have it preloaded. I'm sorry.
You dangled.
Holy fuck! Thankfully, we're talking over it.
What is that about pizza? I don't know.
It's like, fuck pizza. But listen to this. This is hilarious.
It's break time. So we listened to the song, and do you guys want to hear my 2 cents on it before you guys start talking?
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
Have you guys been waiting?
I'll wait. No, we haven't been waiting, but I'll wait to hear your opinion on it.
In the terms of the two genres mixing together, right? It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
And to be honest, I think okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted. But
So what we listened to was a mix between bluegrass and rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
/ hip hop, what have you. And it makes sense, not in the fact that they would come together, but the fact that they feel the same. Does that make sense?
Yes. Because bluegrass became a thing because they felt oppressed, and rap is the thing that came because they felt oppressed.
Yes, and so they both have very similar feelings. And so the fact that they combined that in this song, and it does well in doing that. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoy the song.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel about it. I have no more feeling other than that because it's not my
forte.
It's not my job to put that on them.
Well, honestly, as a person that's not affiliated with rap, I know some classic rap or whatever you want to call it, people that go to this rap and they want to be a poser and say they're into rap. But I also know people that will show me some obscure rap. They'll show me country rap. They'll show me East Coast, West Coast, down south.
Yeah.
They'll sell me Australian, Japanese, and that's a different sense because they're actually listening to music. Whereas you approach someone and they're like, "Oh, I only listen to Future and Drake and this and that," and no, you just listen to the radio. That's it. You're brainwashed. Okay.
Sure.
You don't search for it. Me as an artist, I go and search for shit. If someone tells me an artist and I really like them, I write them down. And that's it.
I agree. Yeah.
And people don't do that nowadays. They don't look for their artist. They look for the person that's selling up top. And they say, who can I follow so I look and I feel good with everybody and I can dance with the music and I know the song. And that's it.
I'm going to be honest with me in rap and hip-hop and everything. I tend to just listen locally.
And honestly, that's the best place to go.
Because I feel that what they're saying, I get.
They're already associated with all the other artists you're going to go through just to get to them. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
You're skipping a bunch of bullshit just to get to them.
And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, let's move on to what I've been listening to.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is one band, and I'm not going to get in depth with it because we need to move on past music.
We do.
Because
we really do. It's been an hour. It's been about an hour.
It's been a long haul to get to this point.
Keep going.
Oh, okay.
All I'm going to say is that I've been listening to the Wallows quite a bit.
Oh,
and I enjoy them.
Okay.
Do you enjoy them?
I do.
You do enjoy them. I don't know if
I've never heard of them.
Okay, we'll listen to them a little bit later.
We probably will.
But that's all I gotta say about that. So I've been enjoying the Wallows a lot lately, especially their acoustic stuff on YouTube as well as their actually recorded stuff.
We need Bumblebee here to record some acoustics.
Bro.
But let's move on to anime. What anime have you watched since you've seen?
Okay, so based on that, it's just recently I've been watching a lot of shit with my niece. So a lot of it's like gore's got to be out of the way. Okay?
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's fair.
She's only 8 years old. Man.
Sure.
I don't expect you to watch.
And then I gotta get cuss out of like all that shit. So I'm showing her anime that's kind of like childlike. But one anime we've been watching, I forget what it's called, but it's like My Name Is Whatever. But it's this girl that like really likes this guy, and he likes her, but they're only in like grade school, so they're trying to make it into a game.
They play music? No. Okay.
But
So it's essentially an isekai.
Yeah, it's a romantic anime.
Okay.
So, but it's childish. It's not sexual at all. So it's just kind of humorous in the fact that like they're trying to flirt with each other, but they don't know how
to flirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of humorous.
Hell yeah.
But I was watching with that with her. And
You don't remember what it's called?
I don't. It's like My Name Is Sakura or like My Name Is something or some shit. But it's just
I feel like that is.
Could it be just your name?
No.
No, it's not your name. I feel like this movie, right? That's a movie.
No, it's not a movie.
No.
It's a series.
I feel like I feel like it's a series. I feel like it is My Name Is Sakura.
She just follows him throughout the grades, and she's just like, "You want to play that game?" And she's just fucking with him. So him as a masculine man, he's just like, "Well, I gotta complete and I gotta beat her." But every time she's just making the rules, and he doesn't understand it because that's the fact of life. I mean, you get in this relationship with a girl, she makes the rules. Yeah. I don't know how it is.
I feel like that's every relationship.
Yeah. I don't know how it is for gay culture, but whatever she goes,
I don't know how that. Yeah, you know what I mean? To be fair, I don't know how that is for gay culture.
Two women making the rules. How does that work? Two men making the rules. How does that work?
I want it, but she's making the rules. You know, so I gotta play by the rules.
Somebody's making the rules.
Somebody's making the rules.
Somebody's making the rules, and I gotta follow these rules.
I just know I'm a follower and I'm a piece of shit because they gotta be a leader.
God damn it. You know what? It's like if you ever recognize yourself as a dude, like if you ever think of yourself as a dude, you're following the other person's rules.
Yes, that's what I mean.
You're following the other person's rules.
Agreed. You go in the house and you being a dude is the person that doesn't do shit people would like.
You're doing this, so like,
you're got it.
You got it.
It's like you just throw your hands up in the air and you're like, fine, we're doing this.
Fine, whatever, I'll do it.
You know the most hilarious thing about that though is that when nobody tells you what to do, you're just sitting there, and then you're just like, tell me.
And then you're trying to clean it.
It's like you're walking around like, can I help you? You're like,
no.
And you're like, no, just go ahead, chill out. Like, what is this? What is this hell I've been put
What
in?
is this comfort they call?
It's
like, just tell me to do something.
It's like, give me a task.
No, I feel like that's what it is about city folk. You know, I can't chill out because when I'm home, it's like 24/7. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I gotta wake up and do my own shit and do other people's shit and keep doing it and keep on doing it and keep on piling up. I feel like the mailman, you know, I'm gonna go postal and I'm gonna shoot everybody up.
Just
not really, but anyway, it's just so much pressure.
I feel like you have too many things to do.
You know, it's constant though. It's you always gotta do them every day.
You always have something. You always have a direction to go in.
Sure. I feel like we keep getting off topic.
We're talking about anime.
I feel like I have to bring this back because that's my job usually on the show.
Yeah, that is your job.
Darren,
why haven't you been doing that?
What's a new? I'm trying.
I think it is My Name Is Sakura. Actually,
do you realize how hard I've been trying? Darren, what's a new anime you've been watching?
So, the anime I've been watching, actually for the past few weeks, is The 7 Deadly Sins.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, I love that show, actually. They just came out with a new season. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I literally just barely got through the first season. Amazing.
That's a good show.
The first season.
Every time I see Netflix original on an anime,
okay,
I'm questionable about it.
Yeah, same.
Okay,
I'm that little baby elephant.
There's some live action shit that should not have come out.
No,
honestly.
You're right.
On the
live action is not the same as the anime shit they come out with.
Okay.
Just Netflix in general.
Netflix in general.
You're talking about Death Note and
Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note, that shit.
I've seen both those. I've seen both. Hell no. But But I'm all like, even with like their like regular anime shit that like that's actually
No,
anime
but like
they helped produce.
They actually helped put out some good shit.
They have, and I'm always that elephant in Tarzan. It's like, are you sure this water's sanitary? It looks questionable to me, and that's how I feel about every anime that says Netflix original.
No, but it's funny.
But they have really good anime they come out with.
No, it's funny. It's a reproduction. So it's already been put out.
It's already been put out.
It's obscure, so they bring it to top of the chain because they think it's worth it, and they put their label on it. That's it.
I know.
But
what Netflix
then they have to
are.
redub it and shit. So it's basically a person like coming to the studio like, hey, I got this thing.
It's like I'm still watching subs. You know,
It's already been put out on the East Coast. Like it's already
never across the pond. It's already been put out.
Yeah, but we got new seasons coming, so dub it in America.
I'm gonna watch the subs.
Obviously, they're always gonna dub it, but like go for sub. Every time.
Yes.
Go for subs.
Yes.
Go for
every
subs.
time.
Most emotion.
But Seven Deadly Sins.
Go for dub.
In terms of Netflix, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking great. They got a movie out. Like,
I didn't know they did.
So there's 2 seasons, a movie. Then they just came out with the new season.
Thanks for ruining this.
Hey man, just sign me up on your Netflix
I barely
account.
I no longer have a Netflix account. I'm poor as fuck.
I barely got through the first season. Thank you for ruining a lot of it.
I'm just telling you the order to watch it.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm telling you the order to watch it. 2 seasons, the movie, then watch the last season.
All right.
The next season, not last.
What are you talking about? There's 4 seasons. Like you mentioned 3.
Watch the 3 seasons.
He's behind.
Watch the 3 seasons, the movie, and then the 4th season.
Okay, I'll go to that.
The new anime I've been watching was actually Food Wars.
Amazing.
You all ever seen that?
Oh god, like
I fucking love Food Wars.
I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it too much in the past episodes, and
But yeah, I'm just mentioning it. Right?
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing is trying to shorten everything you guys are doing. But I fucking love Food Wars. I'm all caught up in terms of like all the
Umami.
episodes and shit. Umami. He brought out the umami in the best way possible. Umami. Like, God. If the judges say umami one more time.
punch them in the fucking throat. Like you
I don't know.
And I swear they never explain what the fuck umami means.
They do.
Means.
They do in the first episode.
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
They do. They
don't. I've seen this. Okay, I'm getting too emotional.
They
for this.
explain it in the first episode, except they don't go into depth. Like literally, like that umami can come from so many different flavors.
Yeah, no.
They only explain one part that it can come from. I agree with you that they did a very, very disservice to umami.
Yeah, and when you explain it to me, like, oh, I get it. I get why they're like, oh, umami. And but everybody fucking loves umami, apparently, and we love umami.
Yeah.
Vegans love umami. Vegetarians love umami.
Yeah.
Like, in case you don't know, in case people don't know.
In case the world doesn't know, umami's like the satisfactory flavor of meat, like that's not saying meat is like a protein. It's just saying that the meat of like a vegetable or the meat of a fruit.
Substance.
The meat,
like
the meat, like
the meat of it. Like they bring it out so well.
The core of it.
Like they brought out
the essence, the beans.
so well.
The very core
And
of whatever you're serving, that should be brought out. That is umami, and that's what they're explaining. And all of the sense of umami.
That's understandable because like all our English language is just semantics. You know what I mean? We describe words.
Like if you describe pea soup umami, you got to be drawing the living shit out of pea soup, of the pea flavor in it.
I can see that though. No, in my mind's eye, I can see that.
Okay, so
yeah, but
you can't explain it.
I feel like this guy is like taking pee to a different flavor, as in urine.
Stop
what the
being
fuck is wrong
sexual.
with you? Stop making it sexual.
I had no idea
It's
about
not phallic.
I didn't
just recognize.
Just because you have that one story about drinking pee doesn't mean you have to bring it.
Yeah,
I
just
have
stop
no
making
stories
it
about
phallic.
drinking
It is not a phallic nature.
And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have any idea of bringing it to that section because I fucking actually love peas. I only ever thought of peas. You know,
So-
like, peas are like one of my favorite vegetables.
Okay.
Are they fruit or are they vegetables? I need to know this.
They're sweet, but then they're
goddamn
good.
vegetable.
They're vegetables.
They're goddamn
They're
vegetables.
vegetables.
So, this is why.
This
is why,
like tomatoes are fruit, right?
Okay.
Be
So-
quiet. There's a whole definition on
It's
it.
like, shut the fuck up.
We're not gonna get into
We're not about to
this.
get
We're
into
not
this.
gonna get into this.
Okay, so that was my only thing, though. That was my only thing, though.
You want to argue about fruit, vegetables?
Anime.
Next point.
I've been watching Food Wars. Move on. We're about to go to TV shows. What TV shows have you been watching since we've last met?
I just been doing reruns because I've been staying in a lot of motels.
Hell yeah. But what?
But no, you want to know the funny thing about today is yesterday I was in a motel and I was watching Charlie Goes Handicap in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
So Charlie's in a wheelchair and he's getting the blunt end of the stick. He's getting the shitty life, but everyone's like,
catering to him.
no, they're capitalizing on the fact that he's handicapped, so they all decide to be handicapped.
Oh, when they go to take him to the theme park.
Yeah, no. And they're just
Oh my God.
and then fucking everybody starts being handicapped, like even D and it's fucking stupid. And then they have a war in like wheelchairs. But today I was pushing around my homie, and I've known him since last year, and he's in a wheelchair, and it was so fucking funny to like actually pick up people and have girls jump on his lap and drive them around downtown just to be like funny about
Is that a thing?
It's happening. I guess it is.
Is that a
man.
thing?
It is a thing.
No. I walked up to
Do you
some
not
girls.
realize that's a thing?
No, I walked up to girls. This guy just got. No, he actually got shot on San Fran and but not Butler, 66. So he got shot in the leg, and he's got a cast on and all that shit. So he's actually supposed to be there. I wasn't taking advantage of him, and he said,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's go get drunk. I got a bunch of money." I was like, "Sweet, let's go." So we go downtown. I'm driving around. I'm stopping at all the bars trying to pick up women, and I actually did, which is crazy to think about. You know, people actually like. But at the same time, it's like people just have fun downtown. But I thought that was a funny topic to bring up because that's the only recent like series of sitcom I've been watching.
Yeah, no, I have. It's Always Sunny, dude.
No, I love Vice Network. I love all the shit they do. I would be a reporter, but I wouldn't really turn in any reports. I would just live my life and send them video analogs of getting arrested.
This is what I did. Help me.
Send me some money, bail me out.
TV
So is this hand sanitizer to drink?
That is my hand sanitizer, and you cannot drink that. You will die.
I bet I could drink it.
You can, but it's not healthy for you
I'm
to
not
drink.
that drug native.
It's not healthy for you to drink at all. It's not that type of alcohol.
Damn it. They're
Apologies.
actually passing out because we got a bunch of donations on the res, and they had some homemade sanitizer. So the Navajo Nation is giving out this homemade sanitizer, and it's a lot stronger than whatever these guys produce. So these natives decided to drink it, and it killed up to 12 people just drinking hand sanitizer
Idiots.
on the res.
I'm sorry.
No, but it's already in liquid form. It's not even gel form. So they think it's like just straight alcohol.
No, it's like the way they make alcohol for you to drink, and the way they make hand sanitizer as alcohol for you to clean yourself. Two different things. You know?
Yeah.
Two different things.
But like whiskey is supposed to be cure for toothaches and headaches and bellyaches and all that shit. So I understand that.
Yeah,
point.
that's what they say.
No, it's supposed to be a medicinal medicine. Same thing as aspirin and coca leaf. Cocaine's supposed to be medicine for times of war, times of need. You know,
Sure.
aspirin as well. You can chew on the willow tree, the aspen. It'll work for you. You know, same thing with barbiturates. We have our DMT and all that. We have our peyote. You know, it's a certain.
You missed a second of this.
It's a certain thing. But all I'm saying is like the way they advertise this shit. It's like, oh, this is just alcohol. You know, and then people are like, yes, let's do it.
I said, let me water this down and drink it.
No.
And you can't. It's,
You can't.
It's not a thing you're supposed to drink.
It's gonna burn up your stomach and kill you.
And it does. And it did.
Read the newspapers.
Anyways.
You're talking about alcohol, though?
Them passing out alcohol on the reservation.
No, because of Corona and all that bullshit. Like
They're like,
people are
oh, here's
getting
alcohol
massive
to like get
donations.
rid of that. And everyone's like, oh, I'm going to drink this.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there is two different types of alcohol.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anyways, moving past that, things I've been watching since I've last seen you guys. The Umbrella Academy, Part 2, Season 2.
So old.
Shows?
Dude, it's been out for like 2 weeks. I watched that shit in a day.
We're doing shows, though, right?
Yeah, TV shows.
Okay. TV shows.
Because he's just talking about Always Sunny.
Yeah, okay. Always Sunny, yeah.
Hello? Hey, Jack, how's it going, man?
The second fucking full corner room was Proud Mother was chilling here earlier. I'll see what you guys.
Oh, yeah.
They left. They just got done practicing.
They just got in practice. We're doing a podcast right now.
Oh shit!
You want to join?
I guess so. Damn.
I'm like, you're
I guess
halfway.
so. Grab a chair, dude. Pull up.
I got you. No, so you can sit right there.
Have you two met?
I'm
I met you in the square, man. You were playing music.
I always steal stuff from your shop, man.
You do? That
I'm
is
I'm
fucked
just
up, man.
But at least he's honest about it.
No. I met him,
No, I'm sorry,
and then
man.
I walked into the acoustic section, and I was like, "Dude, what's the best thing to get for a traveling musician?" He's like, "Honestly, I'd get this black guitar right here. It's solid. The neck's great." And I was like, honestly, I can't afford that. I was just coming in here to play guitars, but you bothered me and decided to play. But no, I haven't not selling anything in my shop. Okay. I could if I would, but you guys are cool. You let me use the bathroom, you let me play your guitars, you let me chill. But I'm not trying to be the dude that's gonna play Metallica 1 over and over and over, you know.
Like, goes on the keyboards. He's like, da na 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 na. Stairway to Heaven.
Play that on your iPhone, motherfucker!
Dum 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 dum.
No. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good, but I guess I should. I'm Jack. I work at the music store.
Hey.
That's weird as fuck, dude.
What's the TV show you've been watching?
A TV show?
Yeah. Get a TV show in there.
A TV show that I've been watching. The most recent one I watched. Midnight Gospel is pretty good, but I've been watching.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking love Midnight Gospel. I showed this guy, he was like, nah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that shit. Oh my god.
It's not that it was too deep for him, it was just too weird for him.
Yeah, it was too weird. There was too much shit to pay attention to.
I fucking love the interview aspect of it, though.
To be honest, if I watch a show, I want it to captivate me. I want it to get my interest.
like-
I don't want it to be like, hey, I'm gonna put interest in you.
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
don't want to feel like I want to put interest into it. I want
It's like
it
a good
to
girl. No.
Yeah. No. It's exactly. No.
You're right.
It's exactly like a girl.
Hammer
Like
on the nail.
you don't want to like
Right to the point.
You don't want to overinvest. You just want to have that captivate you.
I can do no work if I'm this good looking.
I like it. It's like a podcast almost.
Agreed.
And like an interviewing podcast with the cartoon that you want.
Yeah.
Either way, hell yeah. You were about to bring something else up in terms of like TV shows you're watching.
The most recent one I've been watching a lot of comedy, and basically it's Josh Gad and Billy Crystal, and it's called The Comedians. I think it just aired.
Yeah.
And,
It's a running TV show, I think. The Comedians, yeah.
So I've been catching up on that.
Hell yeah.
And
Haven't watched. I love comedians. I haven't watched that.
Billy Crystal is great. He did a lot of work
Billy
with
Crystal.
Robin
I
Williams.
fucking love Billy Crystal. You know what I love him most?
Yeah, you're
And-
marvelous, but darlings.
The thing I love him most in is a fucking Ghibli film.
Yeah.
The Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle. That's the
He
one.
was the fire in that movie. I don't know if you guys know this, but I know that.
Jesus
He was. He's like, oh, fucking love bacon. Let me burn that shit up.
He's like, no, lady, you're gonna put me out, you crazy lady. Fucking or something like this.
That's
Yeah.
great.
No, Billy Crystal, fucking great. he had, like, other than that, in American films, he has fucking great spectrum of movies he has been in.
I actually do like doing that. Actually, like following actors in their like element of style or moment in their life, because I feel like not a lot of people appreciate the actor for what they're going through in their life. I mean, just coming out of like a big movie or like a big blockbuster, going to like an indie film, like that's a lot of pressure, you know.
Hell yeah.
Coming down from like millions dollar in production to this crap thing that's just to someone's house, you know.
Sure. That's
a lot of things to put up with.
We're about to get to movies.
I'm not about to get into movie. I'm just talking about
we are about to get into movies.
Okay,
we're about to get into movies.
All I'm saying,
we just did your Sunday.
I feel like that's the same thing with comedians, because imagine the shit they go through. It's just like musicians, like they go to like shitty bars, shitty places.
Oh yeah, beer.
What is it called again?
Beer. Have a bullet.
You want this one?
They just go to places and play to people, and they hope that people show up. I mean, I don't know if you're a musician. I know he's a musician.
He's a musician, actually. Yes, he's actually more talented than I am in terms of technical things.
Virtuoso? Yes, he is.
I'm super talented in technical things.
But I've never been like formally taught in anything. So
same here.
But yeah, dude, musicians, like comedians, I'm sure they go.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
no. I mean,
it's kind of you get on stage and you're like, look at me. Look
at Dave Chappelle and the Roots. He brought them all up. Like, you got to raise your company, dude. You don't go and pull an Axl Rose and try to be the top of the pyramid, because you're not going to do that. You got to have a good band before you go on. You got to create the mood. You got to have a good venue person. You got to have a good producer. You got to have a good manager, just to create the mood in the scenario. You know, I've been to great Orpheum shows and I've been to shitty Orpheum shows. I'm like, who managed this shit? Like, fucking get your shit together and do it right, because there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way to do things. I don't want people wandering around not knowing what to do when they get to a venue. You know, you should know where you're supposed to be, you know, supposed to be at, you know, what's supposed to be going on. Don't let the environment of being in a theater or an environment for people to play to make you feel little, because as an audience, as a person of the audience, you have more influence on that group of people in that scenario, and that's tribal. That goes centuries back. The oldest profession is singing and prostitution. And singing also goes in with storytelling. So don't tell me I'm not doing my job and I don't have a job when I'm fucking playing like 12 hours a day and you're only working 8. You know what I mean? Like, I'm playing for 1s and 5s and you're working 10 hours per hour. You know what I mean? It's fucking stupid. Oldest profession, environmental. Get out of politics.
I feel like we've already covered this subject.
Okay.
We've done this.
Comedians and musicians have a lot to go together, and a lot of the people that go into the process of promoting a musician or a comedian go hand in hand. So I feel like, why are we not raising the community up?
Darren,
movies?
what is a TV show you've been watching?
I haven't heard of movies.
And that's what I mean. Let's go to the movies.
No, I haven't heard of what's the TV show you've been watching?
Raise your influence up. What's influencing you right now?
Darren, what is the TV show you've been watching?
Nothing influences me.
Nothing influences.
Oh, sure. Mother Road.
To be honest.
Why you didn't ask right now?
To be honest, nothing really influences
You're
me.
covered in advertisements. Be quiet.
I am the original being.
I am covered in advertisements. But is that by my own choice?
Well, you're wearing it, so I guess so.
Yeah.
Fucking, he just goes out from this podcast. He starts levitating.
My guys! Darren, just tell me what you've been watching on TV.
Tell me what you like, damn it. I want to know you.
Like, I don't want you to be deep about this shit.
Everything is great and everything is terrible, so the yin and the yang come together.
I just want you to tell me what you've been watching.
I like how you went.
Little Paul and
I like how you went that far back to ask me.
Yeah, I'm really gonna give you some shit right now.
Fucking great.
I'm this committed.
I know you. I know you better than these two right here.
Do you though?
Yes.
Guaranteed.
You said you knew him longer than me.
Yeah, but he knows
I've known him longer. I know you
But
better.
he knows you better than me.
What about this guy?
I know you better.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm sorry about those texts last week, by the way.
Whoa. Are these shots fired right
What
here?
is your name? Why didn't you call me later?
Why didn't you?
Why
Yeah.
didn't you call me?
I apologize, man. I'm still writing songs. We still write music, and I'm still. And I'm
So, the last things that I've been watching since the last time we've been on the podcast are Rick and Morty.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Well,
Is there more?
No,
No.
that's literally been since
It's
the
on
last
repeat.
time. Since the last time we did the podcast was Rick and Morty.
And there's not more than that?
I mean, there's a lot more than that. There's Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon came out.
That
with
one's-
the new,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Altered Carbon came out with like
That one's deep.
not just the what do you call it?
Season's actually really.
But not just the live action, but like also the animated version.
The animated,
Honestly,
there was the animated version. Yes.
Honestly, I
absolutely
gotta
as well.
say something. You guys got way too much money for me to talk about because I don't get to sit in a place and like watch TV.
It's the plot line for Altered Carbon.
What?
That is the line problem. Hey,
I'm the worst. I'm the worst person to be talking about movies and anime because I can't sit down and watch a whole anime. I can't Netflix and chill. Like, it's bullshit. Like, I gotta hitchhike.
You're like chilling if you got Netflix.
I'm gonna be honest though. That's your fault.
No, it is. It is because I could go to my sister's house. I can mooch off people's account. You know, I can get on my ex's account. I can do all this bullshit just to get there. But like, honestly, I just want to live in the moment and not be like obscured off of pop culture, off of a reality of some fictional reality that's elsewhere. Like, you know, that's just all in your head. That's all in one room.
Taymond, you're an artist, right?
Yeah,
I'm an artist. Would you agree with that?
not really.
You wouldn't agree that I'm an artist?
Ouch, man.
Jackson artist.
Tim, do you think?
No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Do you think?
There are people trying to express things within these moments, right?
Rick and Morty.
Not just Rick and Morty.
No, I mean, for example, take Rick and Morty. He's trying to experience something that, like, you can't explain unless you're there.
No. It's not experience. It's express.
That's what I mean. He's trying to express the fact that he has these
It's
feelings.
not experience. It's express.
But you gotta express
but-
these feelings you have.
Agreed. But you also do the same thing as a musician. These people do it in that form.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're
And-
expressing it in that
Maybe there's
form.
people out there that are like, I ain't got time to listen to music. But I guess the cool thing about music is like whether or not you choose to subject yourself
Yes,
to it, it's
yes.
gonna subject you to that lesson.
Like, look at you subjecting yourself to this crappy art form.
and it's
compared to this
it's
that's a
vice
war.
versa.
Whoa, what
But
you
all
say
of
about
that-
Rick and Morty?
But all of that is bullshit. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Pickle Rick is a total bullshit. On, like,
I agree that like it's not all right.
Okay. Smoke break, right?
It's
Yes.
not, it's not all right.
Is it smoke break time?
I think it is.
It might be smoke break time.
Okay.
I got.
Okay, you want me to stop?
I got this.
You don't want to stop it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's break time.
Welcome back.
Future Ryan, because you're the one who actually
everybody had their own
edits this shit. You're Ryan. We're back. You know where it's at. The whole thing just went fucking high wire.
Haywire.
High wire. Because
High voltage.
I will be.
But I'm a hoe, so you should say hoe.
What the fuck?
So, anyways,
Yeah.
let's intro to it.
Okay, movies.
Movies. We're into movies now.
So, since we're on the topic of, like, basically, I've been watching movies with my niece because she needs some influence.
Because you're an uncle. You got.
Yeah, I got a property, I got a respect to earn.
Your knees?
And- yeah, sorry.
Your knees.
Your knees.
I don't need a kid right now. She's gonna be my niece. I gotta bend over backwards for everything she says because she's
For
my
your
mama.
knees?
No, she tells me what to do,
Fair.
which is the scary thing
Yeah.
in Native culture.
As
But
she should.
she should. She's guaranteed.
As she should.
She's guaranteed. No, I gotta take care of her, which is the scary thing because she's so beautiful. But she's so funny because I showed her a couple series of the Michael Myers, this past couple
Oh
weeks.
God, why would you do that?
Cause she's scary. No. My niece is badass. All I gotta say is she's badass. She likes gore. She likes violence. And she's cool about it. Like, she's not gonna tell you that she's gonna, like, I don't know. She draws like Jason murdering people, but she can draw the cute shit you want to see. You know, if she knows you want to see it.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about her, you know. She's like, I know I need to show these people this art. She knows the idea of like categorization and like expressing her reality based off of who is present in that reality. So I think that part in her is cool. Like, she doesn't try to scare everybody and freak everyone out. She's not a creep. But I was showing her these Mike Myers films because she was really into Jason. So she decided to buy Mike Myers.
Are you talking about Mike Myers or Michael Myers?
Halloween.
Okay.
And Jason with the machete.
No.
You're just thinking of Baby Driver. It's not got the mask, Mike Myers.
It's not Jason. It's not Jason. It's Michael Myers. Halloween.
Yeah, no.
Who's the one? Oh, yeah, he's got the mask. Oh,
Yeah, he's got the face mask with other people's faces, and you got the red hair on top.
Has he got, what kind of weapon does he? Well, a knife, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. He's just a killer.
Sometimes
Right,
he has
but Mike
axe.
Myers.
Michael Myers.
Sorry,
yes.
Mike Myers is.
There's a whole trilogy on it. There's a whole bunch of shit on it.
No.
Mike
But
Myers.
okay. So
Mike Myers.
It's a whole thing. Let him talk.
Mike Myers.
So this
Let him
was
talk.
coming out about 2019, 2018. Rob Zombie just came out with a new Halloween. Okay. And a couple weeks before that, I came over. I decided to babysit. You know, take her to school, everything, bring her back home, cook her some food while her mom's at work. You know, or sleeping. And she's the coolest girl I've ever met, and I've only met a couple of 7-year-olds because I'm not a creep trying to meet people like that. But anyway, we're chilling. I'm walking her home from school, and she's like, "I got a plan." And I was like, "What do you have a plan?" She's like, "Well, there's this movie that's coming out. My mom wants to rent it, so can you keep her busy?" And I was like, "What do you mean busy?" And she's like, "Just keep her attention." I was like, "Okay, no, I think the movie will do that." So we go back home, and I'm like, "Hey, Sinead, do you want to rent this movie?" And she's like, yes, let's do it. I haven't seen it. Let's do it. So we get it on Amazon. We blow it up on the TV. You know, it's full screen. Bullshit. She has a wall. She has money.
All natives. All natives.
Sure. She has one. It's on the wall. We're sitting on the couch. We're watching it. And my niece puts on her Mike Myers costume we bought at Walmart. And she's just sitting there like...
Yeah.
And the scariest part, just going like that. Mask, jumpsuit, everything, knife, and it's all plastic. And she's just dancing right there. Right at the scariest part. And my sister just starts laughing, just busting ass.
That's perfect.
And it's so funny
brutal, dude.
because it's like she farted in between that. And we just all looked at her like, you did that. And she couldn't watch the movie. She couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
Because it was right when he decided to go in the house and they all go downstairs and cover up the planks and everything, you know, like right where it's intense, where Mike Myers is coming in.
Yeah, and that's where like kind of the movie turns.
Yeah,
right?
you're like, oh shit, it's getting scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, on their seats. And she's just standing in the corner, like doing her little thing. And my sister just busted up, and after that, she couldn't watch it because every time she saw Mike Myers, she just started laughing. That's probably one of the best movies I saw so far. Just because the people there, it was so much of an experience.
Because
I guess I haven't seen that yet. Like, oh,
No, it's
Freddy Krueger? Who are you
No. Rob Zombie is a really good director, and he's a really good musician. You know, he knows what he's looking for and how he's going to get it. I mean,
and how he wants to like output.
like portray
Yes. I mean, look at like the Dead Rejects.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil Rejects. There's such a good movie. It's kind of gory if you have some like rape connotations. Don't watch it, please. Don't watch it if you've ever been experiencing that moment, because when I saw it, I was young, but then I was experienced to like all the bullshit that happens in the world, and the fact that like people can take advantage of you based off of who you are and how you are in that moment. So like, just don't watch it if you have any preconceived notions about being taken advantage of, because it's pretty...
Which side of rape? No,
Take precautions. Take precautions watching a movie.
If it's your thing, like, go ahead and watch it. It'll please you all day.
I've seen it.
But
Like, oh yeah. No,
Jack,
I don't know.
what movies.
You guys wanna go first, man?
What's the new movie you've watched?
We could go clockwise or
No. Go either way.
You're the interviewee.
new movie I watched.
Like, it could be a Netflix original. It could be.
So first off, I gotta say this is my first podcast, and I've been talking about it for a while. So thanks, man. You fucking popped my cherry. Virgin Voyage on the fucking podcast.
Don't mention that.
No.
Don't mention that at all.
I mean, that's fine to mention.
We're not popping your cherry here. Just calm down.
I know you got a red shirt.
You got a red shirt on.
I just want this iterated that
Man,
he just means about him being on a podcast.
we're not doping this man.
I said all the right words, man. I said all the
Sure.
So,
Cool. Continue.
I went to Poland and I visited.
How dare you?
I visited the concentration camp Auschwitz.
Oh shit.
And I went to Auschwitz and I walked through the whole place. And that place is kind of crazy because basically, like, you look at like a street corner and you're like, oh, 3 people died there. That's why they put that guardrail up. And then, there's like a place there that you look and you're like, oh wow, like millions of people died right there. So that's brutal. And then after that, I had to spend the night in that town. It's called Auschwitz. It's, Auschwitz is like, this one is German, and they are like, yeah, Auschwitz, but Auschwitz is the name of the city. It starts with like an O. And so I go to Katowice, and Katowice is basically where my buddy lives, and he is crazy motherfucker. He meditates like 2 hours a day. So I go and I'm staying there, and he's like, oh, but you gotta go to Krakow. Krakow is like Krakaw. Krakow. You gotta go to Krakow. And so one day, like, he sends me on a bus, he pays for the ticket, all this and that, and I go there, and like, so this is the first time I'm walking down the street, like down the square, and this is the first time I went to a strip club. This was last year. Same time, actually, almost exactly today. And so this guy's like, hey, come in here because, fucking strippers or this and that. And I was like, hey, fuck it. I haven't been to a strip club. I'm like, fuck it. What was I? 24 last year. Fucking 24. And hey, let's go in. So I go in. There's like nobody there. Fucking girls dancing. They bring me 2 drinks. And I'm like, shit, Jaeger? Hell yeah. Drink some drinks. This girl comes over. She chats with me. They bring me 2 more drinks. She dances. She chats with me more. Let's go to a private room. So we go to a private room. She's dancing. We make out, this and that. 2 more drinks. Fucking make it out. All kinds of goodness. And then they come in. They're like, you owe us $3,000. And I was like, you guys, I don't have that money. So arguing. And she's on top of me, by the way. So I lift her up and pick her up and set her down. I'm like, okay, you ladies. And there's these 2 ladies, and they're like, you owe us money. And I was like, I don't have any money. I had like a card actually, like in a secret spot, but and also I'm shirtless, so like my shit's hidden. And then I'm like, look at my wallet. I have nothing. I had 400 zloty, which was basically like $90 or something. I was like, look, this, and so they whoosh, grab that money. They're like, okay, fine, and they leave. Because they were like, we're going to call security, this and that. I was like, look, this is all I have. And they take it, and then they're like, bring me 2 more fucking drinks. And I was like, I sat there and talked to the stripper for a while, and I was like, this is a crazy experience. I'm from this country, this and that. Is this how, like, this and that? And so she talks with me for a while, and then I go out. Now I'm kind of fucked up, and I walk around the streets of Krakow, walk in the square. I walk down to the little Jewish district. And I walked all around there, and I was, like I said, I was pretty drunk, and then I ended up like running back to the bus stop to get back and finally get back to my buddy, who's like, okay, now it's time to meditate. And I was like, dude, crazy fucking adventure.
What the fuck?
So then
That's all I have to say about that.
1 year later, like I'm like, okay, they told me I should watch this movie Schindler's List. So I watched Schindler's List finally like 2 weeks ago. Actually, was the last movie I watched.
Okay.
And Schindler's List was.
Is this what we're leading up to?
No. Shut up, dude. Like, he has the best build-up to a fucking movie. Stop interrupting.
Sorry. Yes.
Schindler's List. So I watched Schindler's List, and Schindler's List was filmed in Krakow, and the little Jewish district was the district where they went and they murdered all the Jews. And like I didn't even know, but I walked through that whole district. I walked through that whole fucking place, and then like I watched it, and man, I cried so much. Fucking the whole thing's in black and white except for the little girl who's in red, and you see her at one point in the movie, and then later you see her and she's it's just a body, and you see the red dress. And like, the worst part for me of that movie was like at the very end. So then they go to Auschwitz, and like I was like, I've been there too. And then they go. The only place I hadn't been in the movie was Oskar Schindler's hometown. And they go in the hometown, and he finally saves like so many people. He goes to Auschwitz and fucking saves the people, and then this and that, and then basically the war ends, and he's gotta leave because now he's a criminal, right? And so he gives this speech, and he gives the speech to all the Germans, and he's like, you men have probably been ordered to murder all these people, but I would prefer if you would leave as men and not as murderers. And they kind of file out, and then he gives a speech to all the Jews that have been working in his factory, and he's like, I could have saved more people. He's like, and he looks at his car, and he's like, this car was 10 people. And then he like looks at his pen, and he's like, this pen was 2 people. And like he starts crying, this and that, and that's close to the end of the movie. Some other stuff happens, and then they basically like do a live action, like all of the people who were saved and all of the descendants who were saved. Oskar Schindler.
Yeah,
and
I remember the movie well.
They rocks like that. It's great. So that's the movie. That's the last movie I've seen.
Gosh,
God damn it! You know what?
You ended on hard enough.
You know what? This man has the best build up to the last movie that he's watched.
No.
Oh my god!
I mean,
can anybody top that build up?
I can't top that build-up. I can't.
That is.
Do I want to top that build-up?
You
have to.
Probably not. I don't want to top that type of build-up.
No. The funny thing is I want to hear some stupid bitch be like, "Well, I watched Frozen." The fuck?
I feel like they brought the Native Americans in the second Frozen.
All right. So after you two, I'm gonna go because I don't know what he's gonna say after that.
No, you can go and go.
The last movie I watched actually was Peanut Butter Falcon. I don't know if you guys seen this movie at all. It's a Shia LaBeouf being really
Just do it. No, I haven't seen. it.
But it's a really wholesome movie. In the worst and best way possible. And I don't know how else to explain that because it's very real. And that's how I feel about it. It's just how I feel humanity is. Like, I watched this movie, and I've watched this movie. It was only 2 nights ago. I watched this a night ago. It wasn't even 2 nights ago. It was one night ago. I watched this movie, Peanut Butter Falcon. Magnificent movie. I fucking enjoyed it. But it felt real to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man, it's a movie. Some of those movies touch you.
Yeah, no, I feel like it drove a lot of people.
It's not even that. Like even on like a higher realistic level of real. Like I've slept on the street. I have.
To be honest,
I've walked home like miles from home. I have had a place where I couldn't sleep because I had no home. And that's what this movie felt. It felt like it was real to the point where they understood where people came from that didn't have enough money to be living in a place where...
To be a part of society.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the opposite of that?
No.
What's the opposite of that?
Off of your story? Go ahead, finish your story. I'll tell you.
No, I'm sorry.
No. And that's basically the end of my story. It's like, I understand of not having a place to go back to.
I watched,
and that's what this movie explained to me. Well, not explained, but like it gave that feeling. I know that feeling. I've been in that feeling, and
yeah. To be honest, I've had that feeling most of my life too.
We all felt that.
Yeah.
You feel like okay. So what I gotta say about that is I watched this movie and it was a foreign film, and I really like watching foreign films because it's like you're taking your place out of pop culture. You're taking you're jumping out of whatever you've been taught, and you got to kind of readjust yourself to like this style of film, how they're taking it. And this was a recent film. I don't even remember what it's called, but apparently this guy is in like a Jewish Polish culture. I don't know what he's a part of. I don't even know. It was in a different language, and basically. This guy, he's a good guy, really good guy. But all he does is, and that's what kind of made me mad and why I left home. But he gets mad because everyone's telling him what to do and how to do it. But he finds this dude that's like, fuck it, you know? Why do you gotta be set to these standards of what to do every day? You can do what you want. You know, you can be a warrior, basically. You can do what you want.
Whatever.
Yeah, you know, do it. So this guy decides to house this guy to blackmail, but he doesn't know that he's trying to blackmail his own family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Saying he's lost. So this guy's kind of not mentally all there. So he decides to help this guy and become a kidnapper because they're on this property and they're being slaves. But what the slaves don't know is that they've already been freed, and this isn't a white culture, so this isn't cross boundaries of like racism. And so they're of a different culture, but they're the same skin culture, and they go about their business in helping this factory produce tobacco and a bunch of other products to work for this place. And this is about the 1900s in like England, and before the wall was broken down. So they're doing all this shit to help this economy, and they're getting paid shit like slaves just to live here and farm here. And this guy's just like a happy-go-lucky guy. Like, he don't care. Tell him to pick up some water, he'll pick it up. Like, he gives no cares, gives no fucks. Like, pay me, you know? He doesn't care about that shit. He's just another person in the society. But what happens is he meets someone outside of society, and this person tells him, well, let's con my parents so they can pay you money in order for kidnapping me, and then we can get away with a lot of money. And he's like, okay, well, you can sleep where I usually sleep when I herd sheep. Go ahead. And so he does that. But when they're looking for him, he's like, oh, he's missing. I know where he's at. So he runs up to where he's missing, and he falls down this cliff, this butte, and he ends up dying. But the whole story is these coyotes are following this boy. And they follow him, and then like 10 years later, he wakes up. And he gets up because the coyotes helped him. And he starts walking, and then he realizes, oh, this is the road I went. This is the house I worked at. So he goes in this house, and he's like, oh, this is the mansion house. And all these homeless people are coming in robbing this house. Like, where's the silver? And he's like, oh, the silver's in here. It's in this behind this, like, secret cabinet. So he opens up this window and, like, gives them all the silver. He's like, where are you guys going? So they take him halfway to where he's going, and then he walks the rest of the way. He gets back to town, gets back to the city. He's walking aimlessly, and these people are like, hey, we know you. You're the boy from 10 years ago that went missing. And so they pick him up, and they realize he's the same person that was such a happy-go-lucky guy. And they take him on this adventure and realizing that, like, he's being exposed to capitalism, like raping the earth, being a poor person, all this bullshit. And he doesn't change as a poor person because he's still helping people along the way. But in the story, he ends up dying, and people are like, dude, he was a prophet, he was an angel, you know, he was Moses, or whatever you want to call it, you know, he was another person coming back in fruition in what we call his life. And what I get from that story is like, dude, he was brought back by Coyote, because Coyote was going to eat him. He was there for the taking, but Coyote says, no, I'm going to save him. I'm going to harvest his body, I'm going to bring him back to health, I'm going to bring him back up. And that's what Coyote does.
What was the movie called?
I don't know. It's a foreign film, but it's on Netflix. But it's like it's English and it's I think it's Italian.
Yeah, it sounds like an Italian film.
Yeah, no, but he goes to the cathedral. No, it's so funny because he the way he dies is like he goes in the bank and he accidentally has a weapon, and he doesn't know how to translate the language he's speaking to the person, but they see the knife, so they think he's robbing the bank. So the guy was behind him decides to kill him because he thinks he's robbing a bank. But he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. Like, he's not all there. Like, he's just out to be humble. And that's it. Like, he walked in thinking, hey, I got a receipt to your bank. Can you tell me
that's
and
kinda...
that, to me, just hit me as, like, a traveler. Because there's so many times I walked into town and I'm like, how do I ground myself in this environment and not feel, like, toxic to everyone around me? Like, I don't want to catcall girls. I don't want to ask you for money. You know, I know you have a job and you got shit to do. You're a security guard. You're a cop. You're a worker. Like, let me know how I can get out of your space legally so I can be here and just provide a service to all the people that are coming around your product of whatever.
You know what's crazy? Is, like, every time I've traveled, like, within the United States a little bit, every time I've gone, and I've always carried a knife on me, and like I've always carried it on my belt and like behind me towards my wallet, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. It's like, and that's something my Navajo grandparents taught me, was like, hey, if you don't carry your knife and you go out into the world, you're not prepared.
You know what I was
You're not prepared for shit.
You know what the funny thing?
And like a lot of people in the world are taught that. Yeah. They're like, hey, it's like if you're not going out into the world prepared for anything that matters, it's like if you go out into the world unprepared, you're
without
not prepared
protecting
for shit.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You need to be able, like, you need not only to be able to defend yourself, but to defend other people and to defend your own ideals.
You know what I get from that? Is the arrowhead. Within all indigenous culture, you have the arrowhead, that triangle, that square, that space on top. Even in traditional, like, native, like, female arrowheads, there's a triangle aspect to that, you know? It's equilateral when it's male. You know, it's kind of obtuse when it's female.
Sure. No offense to anything at all. But, Darren...
We're talking about movies.
Darren, what was the last movie you watched?
So
I get it.
I'm just saying from that knife aspect. That's what I was taught, but that's the same thing. Always carry something sharp. Always carry something sharp.
I get it. I'm just the bad guy always in this thing.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
I'm the bad guy in this thing.
He brings it back. He brings it back to what the podcast is.
Okay,
about.
go on. I understand where you guys are going. The podcast is not about that.
He brings it back. That's the great part about this.
You were bringing it back. You're not going to hear everything we're supposed to say.
He brings it back.
What's the last movie you watched?
Oh, shit. Okay. God damn it. Last movie I watched.
That you haven't seen before.
That I haven't seen before. Fuck.
That's a tough one. That's a rough one.
That is a tough one.
Don't tell me Birds of Prey, please.
Birds of Prey. That's a good one, though. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed that movie.
Don't tell me, Hunter.
So the only reason this is hard for me is because I watch, like, Endgame. I love watching that movie.
That was a good movie.
Like, I love watching Endgame.
That's like 8 years old, though.
It's not. It's like literally last year.
2 years, at least.
Endgame?
At most.
Last
Avengers
year.
Endgame.
Avengers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the one with the kid.
No, that's Infinity War was like 2-3 years ago.
I get what you're talking about.
No, the kid, he goes on a certain planet. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a totally different movie.
All I'm going to say is fuck Marvel.
What? Oh my god! Oh,
They
that hurt.
have such good
Read the comics.
That hurt me.
Good
Oh,
aspects.
no.
The comics / the movies.
I agree with you.
Both
I agree with
of
you.
them have good aspects to them.
I agree with you that the comics were not justified in the movies. I agree with that point. They weren't justified.
I worked at a comic book store and at a coffee shop that was a part of a comic book store. I'm going to say, fuck Marvel and their Endgame bullshit. They were highlighting people that were playing the actors of those personalities. They were not hiring the personalities that were going to play that personality. You know what I mean?
Yes,
They
I do.
kind of
I
fucked
do.
the whole
I do.
original shit over. Like,
Personality.
look at the whole trilogy. Look at all that shit. Like,
Yeah.
come on. You could have done such a better job
you
in
can't-
writing and all that shit.
you can't
But
call it
what
a
they were
trilogy.
going off of is box office hits, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
you can't
So
call
go
it-
off of Endgame and keep your conversation going.
I'll
No,
be
no,
honest.
no.
It's,
I agree
it's
with
a
you
22 movie
I
story.
get like I'll see them separately, but honestly, like, get out of here with Endgame. Like,
Yeah.
fuck Marvel at this point.
Okay. I agree with you. Like in between the first Infinity War and the second Infinity War were literally fucking Iron.
Dude, it's Infinity. There shouldn't be as first and
No,
second.
but in the comics there is.
I'm just talking with you.
In the comics, there's the first Infinity War, and then there's the second Infinity War.
Oh, I'm gonna bring it back again. This is not what we're talking about.
No,
What was the last one? What was the last one? What was? No. He's seen this movie a million times over. What was the last movie you saw that you didn't see before?
All right. I was
Okay.
okay.
Oh, goddamn.
Motherfucker, you changed the subject.
No, I had something passionate to talk about. And,
Infinity Wars was not bad. But,
yeah,
follow the leader. Like,
it's not a small feat. I'm going to say that.
I'm just
that's
saying-
covered on
I'm
Twitter,
just saying
bro.
that's not
But,
what I
okay,
asked you to say.
Okay. Last. What the fuck's that? Fuck. Since the last podcast? Fuck.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Porno,
fuck.
right?
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, fuck. Such a
It's
good
called
movie.
Fuck with an exclamation mark.
No, there's three because there's already been a first and second.
You've seen a movie since then. You've seen a movie you've never seen since then. I can guarantee that.
I might have. I've been working, dude. Like, literally, like, when I work, I don't do anything. Like, when I have, like...
That's the same thing,
If
like-
I go to work, I get mad. I literally, like... I get mad at the day, and for, like, an hour, I take a shower, and then I, like, literally work out my anger. And then I'm like, okay, well, it's time to go to sleep, and then restart the next day.
I'm not gonna fucking
Get
be
mad
that's it.
for an hour and then I go take a shower
That's all I do.
to get
It's
rid of my power.
All right, fine.
Or else
You don't have a movie.
I don't have a movie.
What's your movie?
I already gave my movie.
I don't have a
He
movie.
gave his movie.
I did Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter.
Yeah,
Falcon.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Anyways,
I don't have a movie.
So, we're not gonna get into game. We're not gonna get into any games tonight.
No end game, no any games, no games.
I love you
No.
guys.
No games.
It's like my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, no games! Don't play me, bitch!
But you know what you did? Games.
Fucking play me!
All the games.
What is this, Monopoly? Go directly to jail.
Don't let's go.
You better be
Don't
sorry,
$200.
Fucking slaying on boardwalk? Shit, walk the board, the plank, you know.
It's like, fuck you, free parking. I got all of it.
You did not pass go.
Checkmate, bitch. No, I don't. Okay, where are we going? Bringing it back. Bringing it back. Bringing it back. All right.
Remix.
To the audience, let us know what you've been watching, listening to,
goddamn
and everything. You know,
Listen to some abridged, please.
we love you, and do listen to Abridged, but only if your kids are not around.
And
Yeah.
listen to
Sometimes
I'll watch
that's
some Abridged, only if your kids are not around. Charles, it's a whole thing.
Patrick Rothfuss, Terrence McKenna, fucking The Name of the Wind, Food of the Gods. Listen to that shit.
Yeah, and if you want to hear anything like directly, like in extended versions,
Go
of,
and
like,
find me at the music store.
No, like any, yeah, exactly, like stupid shit. We'll probably go out and find it.
I'm out on the streets. Come on, we can talk. Fuck
Yeah,
this shit.
we'll go find more shit if you
I was
want it. Just leave a comment. And,
cruising down the
make
streets
sure,
in my 6'4". Okay.
I mean,
Future Ryan, this is the end of the podcast.
holy fuck!
Dunskies.
Did he just fucking? Did he just clip it? Oh my god!
Clip it.